Chapter 8. The Road to Independence. By the 18th century, the English colonies in North America had grown from small settlements into thriving communities. They were still part of the British Empire, but life in the colonies was different from life in England. The land was wide, opportunities were plentiful, and people often relied on their own judgment to solve problems. This encouraged independence of thought and a sense of responsibility for local affairs. Most colonies had their own assemblies, elected by local residents. These assemblies made laws, managed budgets, and handled disputes. They were not fully independent, but they gave colonists experience in self-government. Over time, many colonists came to believe that government worked government. It was close to the people it served. The Enlightenment also influenced colonial thinking. Ideas about natural rights, liberty, and the purpose of government spread through books, pamphlets, and public discussions. Colonists read the works of thinkers like John Locke and debated how these ideas applied to their own lives. They believed that government existed to protect the rights of individuals and that authority should be limited by law. For many years, the relationship between the colonies and Britain remained stable. The colonists traded goods, followed British laws, and saw themselves as loyal subjects. But this balance began to shift after the French and Indian War. The war had been costly, and Britain looked to the colonies to help pay the expenses. New taxes and regulations were introduced, and many colonists felt they were being asked to bear burdens without having a voice in the decisions. The phrase, "no taxation without representation," captured their frustration. Colonists believed that if they were expected to follow British laws, they should have a say in how those laws were made. Britain, however, saw the colonies as part of the empire and believed Parliament had the right to govern them. This disagreement grew into a larger debate about the nature of authority and the rights of individuals. Tensions increased as Britain passed new laws to assert control, and colonists organized protests and boycotts in response. Some leaders called for compromise, while others argued that the colonies needed greater freedom. Events like the Boston Tea Party and the closing of Boston's port deepened the divide. What began as a dispute over taxes became a question of identity. Were the colonists simply subjects of the British Crown, or were they something more? By the mid-1770s, many colonists believed that their rights were being threatened. They formed committees, held meetings, and gathered in the Continental Congress to discuss their future. They did not seek conflict, but they were determined to defend the principles they believed in. When fighting broke out at Lexington Concord, the colonies found themselves on a path they had not expected. The road to independence was not a sudden decision. It was the result of years of changing ideas, growing confidence, and increasing tension. The colonists had developed their own identity, shaped by self-government, Enlightenment thought, and life in a new land. They believed that freedom was worth defending, and that government should serve the people, not rule over them. This chapter matters because it explains how ordinary people, living far from the centers of power, came to believe they could shape their own destiny. It sets the stage for the next turning point in our story: the Declaration of Independence and the birth of a new nation.